In this video, we'll create an existing ground profile and a design profile and display both of them in a profile view. So we've already got an existing ground surface brought in through a data shortcut and the centerline alignment. To create the existing ground profile, I'll select the alignment, and on the contextual ribbon tab that appears, I'll go to Surface Profile. Choose the appropriate alignment and surface and click Add, and you'll see a new entry in the profile list. The only thing you might want to do here is look at the style and ensure it's what you're after. So the profile style in use is existing ground profile, which sounds good. At this point you can hit OK, which will take you out of the dialog, and the profile will be created but not displayed in a profile view. Typically you're going to want to draw it in a profile view, so I'll click this button. The main thing you do here is choose the profile view style, which will control the vertical exaggeration, what the grids look like, how the numbers are displayed on the axes, and so forth. Typically leave the station range alone unless we're creating multiple profile views, possibly for plan and profile sheets. And typically we'll leave the profile view height set to automatic as well. This is our existing ground profile. And then a band set can be used to add more data below the profile view. And the most typical is this EGFG elevations and stations, where it takes elevation values from two different profiles and displays them in a band below the profile view. We'll go ahead and say create profile view. Pick a location away from our existing ground surface, and there's our profile and profile view. Once you've got a profile view, you're ready to create a design profile. If by chance you had a project that didn't have an existing ground surface, you'd still want to create a profile view before creating a design or layout profile. To do that, you would just go on the Home tab, Profile and Section Views panel, to the Profile View drop-down and create Profile View. You go through the same steps we just did, but there'll be no profile when you first create the view. To create the design profile, I'm going to go to the Home tab, Create Design panel, Profile drop-down, and Profile Creation Tools. Look to the command line, and you'll see that I'm supposed to select a profile view. Now I can name it. Choose a profile style and a label set. The profile layout tools are going to look very similar to what we just used on the alignment. The profile can be laid out with lines and curves, or we can draw PVIs or PVIs with curves automatically added. The key to a design profile is actually not going to lie so much in these tools as it is the transparent commands. There are 4 on the transparent command toolbar: profile station elevation, profile grade station, profile grade elevation, and profile grade length. I'll show you how we're going to use those. So I'll say I'm going to draw tangents, and let's say I'm going to conform at the beginning, so I'll just snap to the beginning of my existing ground profile. Now I could go click points, but it's going to be a little hard if it doesn't fall on a grid line and I want to set an elevation or something, and that's where these transparent commands come in. To use these transparent commands, what you'll do is you'll start creating your profile, as I've done here, and then in the middle of that command I'll click Profile Station Elevation. Select a profile view. And now I get to choose for my second point, I get to choose a station, either graphically or by typing it in, and an elevation. And it draws my first segment. Now I can keep going with profile station elevation by choosing another or the next station and elevation. Alternatively, if I want to use a different transparent command, or maybe just select points graphically, I can hit escape once to get out of the transparent command, and you can see I'm still in the profile layout tools, still drawing tangents. And then I could try another one, profile grade station. Say I want to go up at 2% to station 800. Okay, I'll hit escape again, and I'll show you the other one. Profile grade elevation makes sense, or the final is profile grade length. I'll run that one. Say the grade's 1%, and I want to go for 200 feet. So it really allows us to draw in a profile with more accuracy than you'd be able to just clicking. I want to add in curves, so I'll go here and say more free vertical curves, free vertical parabola PVI based. You just click near a PVI and input your parameters such as curve length, a pass-through point, or a K value. And the curves will be inserted. Just as with alignments, you have a panorama window to look at all your lines and curves. You can delete subentities. See, I didn't want the curve I just put in. And then of course you can add lines and curves. And then one other common tool in the profile layout tools here is if you have a profile maybe in a hard set of plans and you know the PVI and curve information, you can put that in right from the beginning by going to this Insert PVIs Tabular button and inserting PVIs with stations and elevations, and then where you want a curve, you put a curve length. If you close the profile layout tools and you want to get back into them, you can select the profile, go to Geometry Editor, and it'll bring them back. And then as the final step, what we'll do is we'll want to make these profiles, or rather the FG profile, available as a data shortcut so that we can use it to build a corridor. So I'll save my drawing, come down to my data shortcuts section, and if I'm not set to the correct project, I'll have to set the working folder. I'm already set to the right project, so I'll save one more time, right-click Data Shortcuts, and say Create Data Shortcuts. In our next video, we'll use these profiles and existing ground surface to create a really simple corridor.